Bear with me just a sec here. Okay, I guess technology's not going to be my friend this morning. Hey, and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I do short lunch break with Shel video tutorials Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central Standard Time. I also do Facebook Lives Wednesday nights at 6:30. I'd like to welcome you here today. Today we are going to be doing a fun fold with the Legendary Ride Bundle. This is a gorgeous bundle that you can use for the guys in your life and some of the girls as well. But the greetings are kind of geared towards dad and men. Anyhow, we are going to get started today with our fun fold. And I have prepped my pieces here except for the card base. We are going to do that together. Oops, let me get this out of the way. And basically I have a 11 by 4¼ inch sheet of cardstock. We are going to score this at 5.5. And then we are going to cut it at 2 3/4. Okay, these are the two pieces we are left with, and this is going to form our card base. Pretty easy. So we are just going to burnish that nice and flat. And then for the front, I have a piece of the Ready to Ride DSP, and I have chosen the tire track pattern to add a little bit of interest to this front panel. And this is probably really hard for you to see, so let me bring in a white background to make that easier. There we go. All right. That is our card base, my friends. That's as easy as that part is. All right. Now, for the inside, I have a piece of white that is 2.5 by 4 inches and a piece of basic gray that is 4¼ by 2 3/4. And we are going to layer these together right now, but we are not going to put them on the inside yet. And I'll show you why in a bit. We're just going to have those ready and set that aside. Then I have a piece. I'm missing a piece. What did I do with? There it is. Then I have 3 pieces for the front of my card. This is going to be the focal image, and this is going to be my matte layers. So I'm going to layer this gray and black together. Like so. Doesn't want to slide for me. Let's add a little bit more adhesive. And see if I can get it in place the way I want it. There we go. That looks better. There's the piece for our focal image. We're just going to set that aside as well. Now we're going to work on our focal image. I have some Granny Apple Green ink here, and I'm just going to pick up some ink, and I am going to add color to the center part of this white panel. And you can put as much or as little color as you want. I'm going to feather mine out almost to the edge, just leaving the white around the outside with the most concentrated color in the middle. And I'm happy with that. Put that brush away, maybe. There we go. And we'll put our ink away. And then I'm just going to turn over this sheet so that we don't get ink on our focal image. Now we need to stamp a greeting. And I am going to choose the one that says, "You are legendary." And I'm going to use the Stamparatus for this because I need to make sure that my greeting is really, really straight. And the only way that I can do that is to be guaranteed straight is to use my Stamparatus. So I'm going to I'm going to show you a little trick here. I'm going to use just a little piece of washi tape, and I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to put this down on top of it. That's going to keep that in place. Then I'm going to I'll just wash that off so it's still a little damp, a piece of acrylic over the top. Then I'm going to take my stamp and line that up as best I can. I'm going to get my big head in this camera. And I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to stamp it down on the acrylic first to make sure my placement is correct. And as you can see, that placement's perfect. So I'm going to take this away, and that's why I put that little piece of washi tape in there, because I didn't want it to move at all when I removed that piece of acrylic. And we'll stamp that down. And I'm really happy with that. So we will clean off this stamp, and I'm going to clean off this acetate sheet, and we're going to stick that back in here. There we go. Put this stamp away. And I will just take this little piece of washi tape and tuck it under there for next time. Easy as that. All right, we're just going to leave that set to the side. Put our ink away so that it doesn't dry out. And I'm going to bring in all the bits for the motorcycle that I cut out. And these pieces are all in the die set. And there's many, many different ways that you can make this card or make this motorcycle. I wanted mine to be red. So this is the full piece here that I die cut in the silver foil. Then I cut it the second time and I just simply snipped away the pieces that I didn't want to be red, that I wanted to remain silver. So we're just going to layer these together. Had I been smart, you know what I'm going to say next, because I do this to myself all the time. Had I been smart, I would have used adhesive sheets, but this is the second card I've made, and I said this to myself the first card, oh, I got to remember to use adhesive sheets. Guess what? Didn't do it. So, oh, there's a little piece of red in there. All right. Now, let's turn this around and line this up. And we'll just tap that into place. And while that piece is drying, we are going to do, oh, I forgot the fender, front fender. There we go. Now we'll put our wheels together down here. And I'm just going to go around the outside as light as I can. And then we'll just slide this into place. And do the same thing with the second one. You see me flipping these over? It's because I see that there's texture in the die cut on one side, and I'd like to put that on the outside so it looks like the treads on the tire. I'll bring that up close to the camera so you can see that. Oops. I don't know whether the camera will pick up those treads or not. All right, now this is the body of the motorcycle, and I did the seat in gray just so that it had a little bit of contrast. So we will pop that on. Maybe. There we go. I got glue on my fingers and it's sticking to my fingers. All right. Now we're going to put it all together. And this line here and this line here is what we're going to be lining up. So I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to put you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make my life easy. I'm going to put a dollop of glue right there, and I'm going to grab my glue sponge. And we are going to add some glue all over that back area. And then we can just pop this down. Maybe. Pop this down in place, like so. All right. Now, we need to do our tires. So, I think I'm going to do the same thing. Put a little bit of glue right there. And pick that up. Where'd that go? There it is. All right. So now I'm going to flip this over. Ooh, was that ever dirty on the back side? Let's get a clean one. All little pieces of paper stuck to it. And then this is going to stick here. And then this is going to stick here. And we have a motorcycle. Isn't that cool? Love this set. All right. Now we're going to bring in our background and our front mat layers, and we're going to put those together. You are legendary. Pop that in place. You're probably wondering why I chose Granny Apple Green. How I did it is I looked at the color wheel, and what are opposite colors on the color wheel are red and green. So I chose a red motorcycle with the green background. And if you stick around a little bit, I'm going to show you another sample that I made that is a different color. And they're also opposites. There we go. That should do it. And boom. See how that background makes it pop? Pretty cool. All right. Now we're going to bring in our card base. Give it another burnish. And this piece is going to go across the front like so. We're just going to kind of center it up as best we can, top to bottom and side to side. But we have to make sure that our adhesive does not go past this area. So I got my finger here, going to make a mark, measure it up again. Actually, I'm going to flip it upside down. Yep, I'm safe. So if I put my adhesive over past to the left of that line, I will be good. And you want to use quite a bit of adhesive because you want it to stick. Now, before I put that on, I'm going to erase that line. And then, once again, center that up, top to bottom, side to side, like so. I'm just going to hold that a minute because that paper has slick embossing on it. So I want to make sure that that seals good. If you wanted to, you could use tear and tape for that. All right, now for the inside. Why I didn't put this on before is because if I put this on before, I would have put it somewhere like that and I would have been okay. But if I had been off just a little bit, we would have been able to see it, right? And we don't want to do that. So we have to be sure we had to have that flap on so that we're sure that we're putting it in the right place. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to put this in behind here and I'm going to shut my card. Give it a little minute and you can see from the front that it's completely hidden and looks great when you open your card up. All right, that is our card for today. Isn't that cool? I love how that foil looks like chrome on the bike. So that's our fun fold. And here's one I did earlier using the blue and orange. Actually, this is Orchid Oasis, but I used opposite colors on the color wheel just so that it would pop. And if you do not have a color wheel, just Google it, color wheel, and it'll pop right up there. All right, that's it, my friends. That's our cards for today. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.